Howdy, and how do you do? And welcome back to some Peglin. And what we're going to do is do this special relic again. The mini boss meetup. I kind of enjoy it, and we haven't done it with the round drill yet, I don't believe. So I think it'll be a fun one to do. It's just, I don't know, enjoyable. Gain 3 max of HP whenever an orb is added to your deck. I mean, this early on, it's probably not bad. Will we be adding too many orbs to our deck? Maybe, maybe not. I guess it just depends on the current situation. I wish there was a scenario similar to, like, maybe there is in here, but similar to like Balatro, where you increase, there's like a relic that increases the number of orbs you have. So it doesn't have to be a permanent one like in Balatro, where if you've ever played Balatro, where you can duplicate a card in there and it adds it to your deck, but instead every time you use a specific orb, it adds a copy of that orb into your deck for that round, I guess. So say I threw that Believiation there, or whatever orb that was. I don't even remember I don't remember what that orb's called. Evasive maneuver orb. If I threw that, it would now have 2 of them in my deck, and then I throw it again, I'll have 3, so it just keeps duplicating that way. Now, does that really... I guess it has a place. Is it that good of an option? Maybe not, more that I talk about it, but I mean, it's at least something. More refreshes also. Ooh, we should have probably went with the other relic there, because that other relic would have let us target or hit 2 enemies. 2 enemies side by side. If they're side by side, both of them would be hit with this evasive maneuver orb. But neither here nor there. We'll make right decisions. We'll make wrong decisions. That may not be too bad of a decision, since more refreshes are always welcome, especially in a run like this. Negative status effects, I think, will be a very tremendous. We'll go this way. Am I crazy for going this way? A bomb, yeah, we at least get rid of you. And it didn't get rid of the... We're not going to hit that refresh yet, because we can save that refresh for this next throw. And do we want to throw it 2-6? Maybe we should have just not thrown it, because this isn't really adding too much. I mean, some spinfection to it's not bad. We're going to lose quite a bit of health in this fight just because we're not doing too much damage. But that's just because we don't really have too many orbs in our hands. Well, if I knew we were going to hit the crit there, we probably would have not thrown that specific orb. Bob orbs are good, but not necessarily a cup of tea that we're looking for. We'll take the heals, orbs that are smaller than the standard size. Each peg additional time. I think we'll rather have you. A little bit more damage with this Betsy's Hedge. Betsy's Hedge just does net positives for us. It's a 7-8 now, so even if we don't hit a crit, we're doing 7-8 versus, I guess, 8's still better. But if the crits are hidden from us, it's not the end of the world, because now we have a 6-4. So honestly, it's better not to hit a crit here. Okay, so there is a little bit of nuances that we got to work around. So if the crits are actually in a good spot, that's kind of annoying for us, but that will change as we upgrade these pebbles, because as soon as we upgrade them, they'll get stronger. They'll get to a point where they're going to be, I guess, worth throwing more there. I think the crits will go up exponentially. We will go towards attacking you again. 160, yes, perfect. I was watching a video on Instagram that kind of threw me back. There's some reason I'm getting this guy that does cold callings. Not even cold calling. Honestly, what he's doing is better than cold calling. It's at least calling people that were, I guess, had issued an inquiry to get life insurance, and he was just calling them back. Calling them, making sure that their needs or questions were met, and if they want to continue insurance or continue to get insurance, they can, and he was there to help them, which honestly is not too bad. And I feel like rejection from that's probably not too much of the end, like too painful, I should say. Probably not too painful in that regard, because you're not calling them out of the blue. You have a purpose to call them. Granted, there's a few videos that I've watched where they've been told, or they told him that they've been trying to get off their mailing list for a while now, and they won't remove them off the mailing list or the call list or whatever it is, their list of numbers to call. So that will probably be annoying if you were to do that, but I know for a fact I am not cut out for sales. Sales is one thing I was not blessed with the ability to do too much. I guess sales, would be a little bit easier if you had a little bit more conviction into what it is that you're trying to sell. If you like, life insurance is nice. Like, it's something that's good to have whenever you have a family or anything, so that they're covered and they don't have to worry too much if something were to happen to you financially. They don't have to worry about going straight back into work if they don't want to, or if they don't want to. So there's those aspects of it, but I don't know. It's just, I know a lot of people can make a lot of money in insurance, but the issue for me is that startup for, are you worth it? A 4.7? I think you probably are worth it, right? Oh, it's not bad. I truly think you probably are worth it just for the piercing aspect. And, I mean, you apply blind, which is nice. We don't need to keep saving money. We'll add more piercing. We could have worried about blind there, I guess, but we're not really making too many bombs for that. Okay, well, we'll go left. That's fine by me. Both ways result into the same thing. Go you. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. You are terrible against this fight specifically. An 8.7. I'm hoping if I fully upgrade this thing, it's going to be a little bit stronger on the crits, because right now it's better not to hit a crit, but not too much different. Elector Magnet is a very good orb to have with Clear the Way. Maybe. It does a lot of damage. I just don't want to spread too thin, but we're going to go for it. Adding a multi-ball for sure. We're adding a multi-ball. Or like used car salesman they give them a bad rep, used car salesmen, I think. Granted, I haven't been too exposed to used car salesmen. Maybe if they know their product, like the vehicle is not reliable and they're trying to sell it for absurd amount. But I don't think used car salesmen necessarily cold call and solicit too much directly to people, which I feel like that soliciting is where I was having a hard time with any kind of sales, was like soliciting my business to where it feels like they're doing me a favor, which is probably I know it's a mindset thing, to where to be successful you can kind of turn that off a little bit, turn off that guardrail to where you're actually helping them, they're not helping you. But to each their own. There's many other ways that you can see success in the world, I suppose, other than sales, even though sales are historically known to make a lot of money whenever it occurs triggered. Apply random debuff to the target enemy. Okay, well, we'll take that for sure. Debuffs are good for us. I don't think we've ever successfully went to the right on any of these throws. It's always misnavigated or went the wrong way. So it's a 9-9. So now it's honestly doesn't help us and doesn't hurt us hitting a crit anymore if they're max leveled, which I will take that. And then you'll just pop off here, please. Yeah, pop off here and there. It's a 9-9 as well. cannot activate multiple coins on the each unique peg. I don't think you're gonna be that helpful to us. You're not that useful. Bomb supply spinfection. Whenever an enemy spawns, gain 10 Belusion. I think spinfection is going to be a little bit better. We'll continue to go to the right just because I'm right-handed and it's natural just to go to the right there. For me, I did not need to throw it for that crit, so I don't know why I necessarily threw it for the crit there. It doesn't really add any value to us going for that crit. We did not want to get the refresh, but at least I can throw in here. And the idea was for you to stay in there, but you did not stay in there. We'll hit the bomb. You have some spinfection. The bomb will take out the main boss, and then there it goes. As easy as that. Mental Mantle or Intentional Oboe? Reduce the damage taken. I think I'd rather have Mental Mantle than reduce the damage taken. What is that orb? Max. Gain 3 max HP or health whenever an orb is added to your deck. Right. Oh, and then we have the chicken leg or whatever it is. The wall chicken. That's why we have so much HP. I was trying to figure out why we have so much HP. But I understand. I understand now. I tell you, right before I started filming, I actually kicked Oakley out of my room, this little office room that I'm working in, and I kicked her out because she let out a stank. Not like a dog fart. I don't know if it's a German Shepherd thing or just a dog thing, but she just left. I don't know what it was. One of my wife's sisters came over and they're on a walk. I heard Oakley making a bunch of noise out in the rest of the house. Trying to see if... I think she was just laying down right outside my door. But she was secluded from everyone, locked in this room with me. And I don't know what it is, but she was so upset that she was left out. Or at least secluded and she couldn't see who came into the door, who was in our house. She let out just a stank. Nasty stink. She does it whenever she's stressed too. Because we were driving across the country one time whenever we were traveling. And Oakley was in the car with me. And we were driving through a thunderstorm. And my goodness, that stank that she was producing was so bad, and I was stuck in the car with her as she was producing this stank over and over again. There's nothing I could do. We were in the drive. We had nowhere to stop. Well, I pulled over to wait for the storm to go out, but she's still in the car with me, just stinking up a storm. It was just not a bueno situation. And so this was what I was sitting in this room with her, and she just is letting out that stank up this whole room. So now she's out there in the rest of the house, enjoying the rest of the house while I'm in here, and I close the door behind me so that my talking doesn't disturb other people within the house. So I'm trapped inside this room with the stank. Nasty stink. Well, we'll fight this boss a few times. Do you think we'll ever fight the wall hand one? Do you think we'll get that mini boss? Our final boss. Actually, the wall is our final boss. I think we're just fine. We'll do plenty of damage. Granted, right now we're not necessarily doing too much damage, but that's fine. We can take the healing if we want. We could do Ballad, but I'm fine with just continue on. We'll actually get Safety Net. Safety Net's good. It's not, I guess, doesn't scale that well, but it's a good just base extra 5 damage. Oh, there's my wife walking past the house. I guess they went on a walk. Her and her sister. Yep. They just walked by. I was kind of curious if they're going to come home as I was recording this or not, but it appears not. They walked by instead. And I think they walked by, so the room that I'm in is right next to the front door. And Oakley's for sure laying right outside the room that I'm in. And that, because right outside that room, she can just sit right at the front of the room and look out the front door, because the front door is open. It still has a screen door. Yeah, I hear Oakley out there whining now because she saw her walk by the house. Oh my goodness. She saw them walk across the house. And now she's so upset that they went on a walk without her. Oh, poor Ogie. That is such a poor Ogie. That is so mean. That is so mean. Granted, I was working whenever they left. And so I got off work as soon as my work day. I shouldn't be done with work. Well, hours wise, I was done working. I've done my 8 hours for the day, but I still have a lot that I need to do. But it was time for me to just end the day, or I'll just keep working. So I decided to just end the day whenever Oakley stink up the room. And I'm like, you know what I could do at this time? I could record a little bit. And so, yes. So that's what I ultimately decided to do. And now I'm just rambling on about random stuff, whatever's going on around me. Sounds like nothing too impactful. My New Year's going well, I think. I do have a performance review tomorrow with work. I'm kind of, I don't know. I have no reason to be necessarily nervous about it, but who knows? You never really know. And maybe that's why. Maybe that's the mindset that I had that made sales so daunting to me. Is like, maybe it's confidence. I don't know. I think it's performance-based confidence. I have general confidence within life and everything, but whenever it comes to like work-based, like what I do for a living, I feel a little bit more weight on that judgment, or weight on that. I just feel a little bit more weight on it, I think is what it is. Just because that's what I do for a living, and if I don't do what I do for a living right, then what am I doing right? I suppose. Makes you kind of second guess other things, but then whenever it's just genuine enjoyment and fun, I don't take myself too seriously around anything or for anything. Like Peglin, I know for a fact I'm not the greatest at Peglin. For YouTube, I know for a fact I'm not the greatest at YouTube. I just enjoy doing it. I like talking to you guys. We'll just continue on. Honestly, I am not too worried about this run whatsoever. It's honestly, we've gotten quite a bit of good, genuinely good relics for us. I feel like we haven't fought all the boss fights in this area, but maybe we have, because it's just the magician, this wall, the mini minion, the one that has a lot of minions. Is that it? Maybe that is all of them. Just 3. Whenever a crit is triggered, gains illusion. Deal extra damage as long as your orb is in flight. Just do that. What's nice about this is we start seeing almost all the same. Well, you start seeing all the relics instead of just select few amount of relics. Just throw it out there. Hopefully not hit a crit. Ooh, maybe we should have hit a crit. I will just target you just to get you out of the way. Honestly, that echo chamber is not doing much damage for us. Honestly thought, I mean, an extra 87 damage, extra 69 damage. We'll take you out. See, an extra 30. I guess it only does 10%. Echo orb isn't bad, but not necessarily that good. Pincer maneuver. I just enjoy pincer maneuver, and it makes us now look like we have no relics, which is wonderful. We'll just throw you on out here. We'll hit the crit. All we have to do is 700 damage on average, which that's not really a damage-based orb there. This is a good damage-based orb, I think, right? No, it's not. What orb does all of our damage? Just pebbles? No, everything's kind of an 8-9. They all revolve around that 8-9, 9-9 area. Yeah, we're doing over 1,000 damage here. Beautiful. Ball lightning's not bad, but not really what I'm looking for. We're gonna go kinetic meteorite just to make it a little bit more poppy. Around here, we have enough refreshes to kind of calm it down so it can't get too out of hand, I suppose. Damage-wise, honestly, we are very strong, but not, like, super strong by any stretch of the imagination. As you can tell, this guy... It's taking a few hits for him, but I think what helps us is adding blind and bramballing him. We'll continue on. Oh, whenever you lose health, we'll just do pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie. Who was our final boss fight here? QR code? No, the dragon. The dragon. I'm trying to find... So... I think I'm coming to the realization I'm aging out of competitive... aging out of like first-person competitive games and actually taking it competitively and trying to perform very good on it, which I'm a very competitive person in the most part, so I enjoy competitive games, but I just want a game where I can play it and then pause it at any time, and that's the issue with a lot of competitive first-person shooters is you can't really pause it at any time. You have to like finish the game. And that is where I am kind of trying to find another game. I think I don't know why I said I think. I know I started a run on Baldur's Gate 3. I started Baldur's Gate, which it's good. It is a good game. I can see why people like it. It's just not my cup of tea too much. It isn't suiting my, like, it's not itching my, or scratching my itch. Let's say that. It's not scratching the itch of wanting to play a game. And so the next game I was thinking about doing is just doing applied negative status effects applied by increased by 1 is great for us. I was thinking about doing Age of Empires 4, just its campaign mode, playing that, see if I enjoy that, because I do enjoy Age of Empires. It's a RTS game, and I kind of enjoy RTS games. That's why I thought I was gonna like Baldur's Gate, but I mean, I still need to finish Baldur's Gate. I'm not even through the first act. I created a bard. What is it? What kind of bard? It was a bard with dual crossbows. He's a gnome, a forest gnome, I think. Some kind of gnome. He is some kind of gnome. But I did find out bards. I should have probably picked a character that's a little bit more like a assault-based character, something that would trigger my dopamine hits of wanting to speedrun everything. And wanting to do a lot of bigger number, better person aspects of like, I want to do all this damage. I want to be the best. The bard isn't designed for that. The bard is designed for a lot of support, which usually whenever I play, like whenever I played a lot of Overwatch, which I haven't touched Overwatch in a long time. But back whenever I played Overwatch, I don't know how much health that is going to be, but the other one's going to be nothing. Back whenever I played Overwatch, I played support heroes, but I played support heroes that did damage. They're like a hybrid between the two. So maybe my thought with the bard was I can be both, but still be like a little bit fun. I just figured a bard would be fun. Someone with an instrument playing music. And my issue, your Belusion cap is increased. My other issue with Baldur's Gate is I skip through all the cutscenes. I don't have the attention span for the cutscenes. And my friends get mad at me because a lot of them have already played through Baldur's Gate and they're on their like second or third playthroughs of Baldur's Gate, which I think I'm gonna be a 1 playthrough and done. Maybe if they want to try to do what is the most difficult setting? Honorable or something like that, or I forgot what it's called. I'd probably do one of those, a run like that with them, because that's like a one sitting run. You can't really come back to it, right? I mean, I guess. Targeted attacks also hit nearby enemies. That's good. But I don't know. I'm doing it on Tactician, which is the second hardest level, and I've never played Baldur's Gate, never really played a game like that. Never really played a single player game like that, story-based game. And I think that's where I was misunderstood, or where I misunderstood the game in general, what Baldur's Gate was, because it is a very story-driven game. And like I said, I skipped through all the cutscenes. And every time it's a talking part, or a decision maker, I just go with whatever says Bard or whatever I have to roll a die for. Because, I mean, if I'm going to do a question, I'm going to take the odds on doing something unique or challenging. I'm not going to just take the main way and not take a chance and roll the die. I mean, almost every time I roll it bad. But that's fine. That's part of the game. You roll bad. Right? I think. But I roll bad on that a lot. We'll just do this. We'll do this. And then we can end this fight very easily, I think. Honestly, I think I'd rather throw it over here. Maybe we'll miss all the crits. Yes, I think. Well, I don't know. Nope. Because we have heavy shaft potion. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a way that we miss all the crits, but that's fine. We'll just apply some blindage. Oh, wow. Nice. 43% chance of blinding. Or of not hitting us, I suppose. 57%. And then might as well as partner that up with some alleviation. Oh, well, or just take them out. By all means, just do it all. Thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to me ramble on for a little bit. It means a lot. Custom game. Huh. Alright, well. 'Tis be the season to be jolly. Honestly, if this is how it's designed, there's only a finite number of seeds, right? I mean, it's a huge, huge number. But there's not unlimited seeds.